Hi. Okay, it says we're live.
Oh, we're live.
Live. This is it. It's happening. We're live.
This is what we get for permission granted, spontaneous.
Yes, yes. I'm all about a little bit of spontaneity. It's okay. We can do spontaneity. Not everything has to be planned. So, we're showing up here. You
Let's
did
show
it.
up here. Although
Yeah.
I don't see you yet on here, but
Oh, am I not? It's this. I see a little green arrow here that is
okay.
anything out there. I don't have my phone
Cool.
even. I
Cool,
don't
cool,
even have
cool.
my phone.
Oh, we are.
There we are. There we are.
I just saw us on our computer. Okay, well let's get rocking.
Let's get going. Okay, so I am using StreamYard to go live. So give StreamYard permission so that I can see your name because I want to be able to know who's saying hi and who's asking a question. Because Lori, I didn't mention that, but I am going to, if people have a question, they can ask you a question. How does that sound?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Yeah, fire away.
Okay, so yeah, if you have any questions, you can just feel free to pop them in the comments. But we wanted to come live here because Lori wrote one of the pre-order bonuses for my Permission Granted book. So of course, I wanted you all to have another opportunity to hear from her and learn a little bit more about the Enneagram. So hi, Lori.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on today.
Are you kidding? This is like, first of all, you're like one of my favorite people.
Aww.
And your book, I've been anticipating it ever since we started talking about it. What, a year ago? I don't even know. And then, no, it wasn't even a year ago. We just said, I was like, yeah, you definitely should write this book. I think it would be amazing. And here's you. Okay. And then, like, 3 months later, you have a book.
It was a little maybe longer than 3 months, but yeah, I'm still kind of, oh, my phone isn't here. It still is kind of crazy to me that it happened as quickly and as it has and come together as quickly as it has.
Right.
But yeah, it's been quite a journey, and you have been a great cheerleader and support all the way through from the beginning to the end. So thank you so much.
I'm telling you, I am a Bethany super fan. All the things about you.
You're the best. You're the best. So I just thought we would talk a little bit about what made you look into the Enneagram. So you're a certified coach with the Enneagram.
I am, that's right. I am a certified Enneagram coach through your Enneagram coach program. Beth McCord is kind of the director of that program. And what I love about it, is that they actually had a certification this year. I've been looking into it for a while, and a lot of places require you to get the certification in person, and it's quite costly. So obviously all of that got shut down. Right. But I was able to do that this year in the middle of this period of time where we've all kind of had to pivot and think about how can I offer a tangible value to my audience and the people that I want to serve. And there has been no better tool for me personally for my personal growth and maturing and becoming authentic and letting go of my need for approval than the Enneagram. And the kind of richness and depth, and it's multifaceted, and it answers all kinds of questions about why I do some of the things that I do, good, and sometimes that causes me undue stress.
I'm going to check my phone real quick. I need to check something, but answer this question. Has it helped you make changes? Has it helped you identify something and say, oh, that's actually tripping me up? I'll be right back.
Yeah. So the biggest thing for me personally is that I am an Enneagram type 9. And Enneagram type 9s are very laid back. We're very sweet, easygoing, all kinds of kind. And we really tend to go with the flow, which can be a really positive thing because we're easy to get along with. We're easy in a group of people. We really are like the peacekeepers or the peacemakers. And we are so, what the heck am I doing here? Okay, sorry. I'm touching my screen and it's a touch screen. Also, maybe the 9 has a hard time like staying on one train of thought. I just closed up your laptop. No more distractions.
There you go. There you go.
Anyway, so the downside of that is that we often don't know what we want or what we think, what we feel. We don't know what our own opinions are. We stifle our true self in the name of keeping the peace. For a type 9 to express ourselves and to have someone disagree or think differently than us feels like conflict, even though it's not, but that's how it gets twisted and turned around in our head. So one thing that the Enneagram has helped me with the most is that my presence matters. My voice, my opinions, my thoughts, like being in the scene matters to people.
Yeah.
And that has made the biggest difference for me in starting my own ministry as a speaker and a writer and a coach, is showing up and being most authentic me. That hands down is like worth the price of admission for me in learning about the Enneagram.
Yes, that's huge. I mean, that there's a lot happening in there when you're talking about using your voice and taking up your space. And I mean, that's not like a small thing. That's like a lifestyle. That's a way of living. And it's a way of living wholly, right? That's your whole self. So that's not a small thing. Like that's huge. That's huge. Yay.
Yeah. The unfortunate part is that kind of stuff, those kinds of lessons don't come very easily. There's a whole lot of hard stuff and criticism and like people expressing different opinions and trying to like get some kind of something out of us. And it can be a very painful process. To get to that point. So, and you feel me, I know you do because we've had this conversation. You're also an Enneagram type 9, which makes you getting this book out, your permission granted book out. That takes a lot of gumption that type 9s don't always come by naturally. We can, but we have to kind of move upstream to get there. So that is hecka impressive.
Thanks, girl. Yeah, it's been a journey for sure. And there are some times where I'm just like, okay, just do the next thing, just do the next thing. But I mean, really, for the most part, it's just been super fun. It's just been such a joy. Aside from some of the tech things that I want to kind of like punch in the throat. But
I feel that.
Yes. So it has, all in all, gone really well. But I will say, like I think 9s aren't necessarily used to like showing up in the way that is necessary to like market a book. And so I'm tired. I'm tired. Like I'm having so much fun and I'm so thankful and so blessed for the opportunity. There is we had a delivery this morning and it was the mailing envelopes for the books. I just ordered 200 mailing envelopes. So I'd love to see some orders, people. So I would like to also talk about sometimes people don't understand, like if the Enneagram is new or if it's, and sometimes we, when we don't understand something, we just kind of push it away a little bit. And I was just wondering if you could address like how you view the Enneagram, like what it is to you, how you use it, that kind of thing.
So, in a lot of ways, it's no different than any other psychological, personality assessment or behavior assessment. The Enneagram is a compound word. It just means Ennea. It's just the first part of the compound word is Ennea, which means 9. All that means is that there's 9 different main personality types or 9 different ways to view the world, different perspectives. And gram means drawing. And so if you go to like my L'Oreal coaching, or if you go over to your Enneagram coach, you'll see the drawing. The thing that makes the Enneagram unique is that you are not just a type 9. You are a type 9 with a wing, and you also have arrows. You also have growth paths and stress paths, which connect to other personality types or other types on the Enneagram, which helps explain some of the different ways that you react in stress or when you're healthy, right? When you're, what I like about the program that I've taken is that it helps me know when I'm living in alignment with the truth of the gospel, when I know that I'm living as a woman who's been forgiven versus living and reacting from somebody who is carrying a lot of shame, which would make me react differently to stressful situations, right? Or situations with the people in my life who are rubbing me the wrong way. When I'm reacting or living as a woman who's been forgiven or in alignment with the gospel, they don't rub anymore. I kind of tend to like see them and forgive them and understand them and become more compassionate towards them. If I'm not living as forgiven, if I'm ashamed, if there's something I'm trying to hide or I'm reacting out of fear, then we rub each other the wrong way. And that's when like relationships break down.
Yeah. Gosh, that's so good. That's so good. That makes so much sense to me, just because I mean, I can see it, especially, since we do have the 9 in common. I do see that, where, you're, it's a lot of posturing. Like if you don't have that grace, there's a lot of like trying to fill in gaps that don't have to be filled in. So I love your view and your take on this, and also how it helps you kind of step into your own. And I love hearing that voice, Lori Young. I love it. Um, so this, and also if anybody has any questions, I don't really know who this guy is here, but if anybody has questions pertaining to the Enneagram, I'd love to hear them, and Lori would love to hear them. So go ahead and share any questions that you might have. So this question: how has the Enneagram helped you on your permission granted journey?
The Enneagram has really helped me embrace, like I was talking about, the different facets of our personality. So an Enneagram type 9, well, all the numbers on the Enneagram have a wing, have 2 wings. Actually, it's the number on either side of them. And so the 2 wings on either side of the type 9 are the 8, which is the protective challenger. And the type 8 tends to be, they like really kind of lean into control. They're leaders. They're like snow plows, as Beth McCord calls them. Like they plow the way, they make the way, they make it happen, right? And it is completely a brain mess up that I have this laid back type 9 part of me, but then I also have this wing. So we can actually pull from these characteristics from the types on either side of us. And then the other side is a type 1. The type 1 wing tends to be, we have like an inner critic. Type 1s have an inner critic. They know right from wrong. It's right, wrong, black, white, yes, no. They're called the moral perfectionists. So for me, because I tend to be so laid back, I tend to be very attracted to personality types that are A-type go-getter. But since I am single, then I kind of have to figure this out on my own. And even if I were married, I still have to plow my own path, right? I still have to show up and be myself.
Yes.
So what I've learned through the Enneagram that's helped give me permission granted is to find my inner snowplow and to stand up for people and to have like take control and get stuff done and be bold and courageous and like put on my lion heart and just go do it. So like to me, that is the perfect example of permission granted for a type 9.
Yeah.
Embrace your type 8. Now, type 8s are not afraid of conflict. They're not afraid of anger. And so, but type 9s are like, what? We're not angry. I'm frustrated, right? So some permission granted for me is it's okay to be angry.
Yeah.
There are justifiable reasons to be angry. Yeah. So, sometimes my type 8 does things that it's good.
Oh no. We lost Lori. Let's see. Let's wait and see if she comes back. So yeah, as Lori said, I'm also, here she comes.
Oh.
There you are.
Sorry, I got a phone call and I don't know what to do about that, but
no worries.
I guess.
You were gone for like 2 seconds. It's all good. So yes, you did great. So I was starting to say that yes, I'm also a 9, but I was also getting ready to say that like I feel like I've kind of like in some ways, even across the miles, because we do stay connected via Marco Polo. We're big fans of Marco Polo. But I feel like I've kind of seen this like happening in you. Like I've seen this snowplow kind of coming out, and I've seen this, like, no, it's okay for me to speak my mind. And even like something you said to me today that you were like, you were gonna go into have a conversation with somebody, and you were like, but I'm not worried about it. Like, because I know where I stand, I know who I am. And I'm like, yes, look at you. Like you're just like, I can just tell that this has really transformed the way that you view yourself and your voice. And it's just been so fun. And it's helped me too. It's helped me too. Like watching you has helped me. And because, because I'm a 9. And so that's been really, really great to witness and help me on my own journey. Shoot, what was the next question I was just going to ask you? Oh, and you recently did. Okay, so what you did for the pre-order, because the pre-order bonuses for permission granted, embrace who you are, cultivate courage, and impact your world. Those go away this week at the end of Saturday. So
you people better hurry. These are amazing bonuses.
There's
so much good content in them, for real.
For real. I'm really, really, I just feel like they're high value bonuses. Like I would be like, oh my goodness. Like it's kind of like something for your heart, for your mind, and for your wall. Because you can print the printable and you can put it in your office, you can hang it up on a wall, you can do whatever you want with it. But I just wanted people to get to know you and to understand like you had a part in launching this little number here. So thank you for lending your expertise to this. I was really glad to kind of bring on some people and allow them to kind of speak into this as well for the launch. So for the book launch, you did for the book launch, for the pre-orders, you did a document called Permission Granted by the Numbers. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, what I love about, permission granted by the numbers is that there are areas for every single number on the Enneagram where we get stuck, right? So the type ones kind of get stuck in their head. They get stuck with this inner critic. They get stuck arguing with the inner critic. They get stuck like beating themselves up. And there's a place that you can get unstuck, right?
Yeah.
And so what I've done is taken each number and I've kind of expressed what is the area that you tend to get stuck, and what can you do? What's the goal on the wall? What's like the target to aim for, to give yourself permission to think about it a slightly different way, or react in a slightly different way when you get stuck. So the first step is to be aware that this is an area that we're in the mud. Yeah. And then the second step is to figure out what am I actually aiming for, and do that.
Yeah.
It's like doing an all systems check,
Yeah.
When you're like, okay, I feel weird about this. I feel frustrated. I can't figure out why I keep like ruminating on this thing. And when you kind of stop and just take a check, oh, this is the specific situation where I'm getting stuck, then you have this tool in this download that can like give you someplace else to go. It gives your brain something else to think about. It gets the wheels in motion again and gets you pulled out of the mud.
Yeah, it gives you an alternative, right? Like, and an alternative that's like towards growth, that's towards understanding, that's towards like, okay, well, I don't always have to respond that way, or I don't always have to be stuck in this spot.
The thing is, we think that our emotions and our reactions are so out of our control. Like, they made me so mad, or they frustrate me so much, or he's just so like, he just gets me all riled up, right? But that is such a false statement in so many ways. And that's one of the things that gets us stuck, when we don't get the reaction from people that we're hoping to get. And so this tool, this permission granted tool by the numbers that I've put together, first of all, takes you out of the scenario with the other person, whatever that might be, whoever that might be, gets you back in your own space. And reminds us that we are responsible for our own feelings, our own reactions. We have control over our thoughts, behaviors, opinions, feelings, all of that. Nobody can make us do anything, and they're not responsible for how we feel. They could like stab us in the foot, and we still have responsibility for the reaction that we choose. Now, if we choose to be mad, like, that's a justifiable reaction, right?
Right.
But the point is, like, oftentimes we want to react out of our core fear, and it's kind of an automatic response.
Yeah.
But having some awareness about it helps us understand that we can react differently when someone stabs us in the foot. It's very...
I love it.
That's a very violent. Wow, Lori, way to embrace that like inner anger.
Oh shoot, we're having way too much fun. We're having way too much
Please
fun.
don't stab me in the foot, okay? Anyone, if you're watching.
I love it. But I feel like what we've tried to like point people towards here, and what I'm always trying to point myself towards, to be honest, is that we have permission to grow. And that's kind of what this is about. Like sometimes when we're upset at somebody else or a situation, or that it always is going to be this way, or it's always going to go that way, that we can stop and pause and say, wait a minute, like, it doesn't have to always be this way. We have permission to grow. We have permission to change. And that's a lot what is in the book. That's a lot what it's about. It's not only showing up, but it's showing up like as your complete self. And so the Enneagram is a great tool for that. So you recently did a fantastic Facebook Live all about the numbers at the holidays.
Yeah, coping with holiday stress strategies for each Enneagram type, because we all, like I said, react to stress differently. And not only is it the holidays, and the holidays are always kind of stressful, but it's also a unique year where we have to make, some pretty difficult decisions about, do we see our family this year? Do we not? How do we manage all of the different perspectives and all the different opinions, and how do we kind of juggle all of that? And what I've done is taken a very faith-based approach to our dilemmas, for the holiday stress. And I have some great friends who are able to offer some unique perspective about what stresses them out during the holiday season. And I was able to kind of incorporate some of those responses. So you can find that Facebook Live on Lori Young Coaching, my Lori Young Coaching page.
Yes, and right here, I shared the link.
You are fantastic. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And she said, yes, stop our automatic thoughts and responses. Absolutely. And that, I mean, we just say that like it's an easy thing to do. We just say that like, sure, it's possible. I mean, it's still work, right?
It's still work, but there's like a little trick that I give myself.
Oh,
I have to do, and I really do I call it an all systems check. And when there's something funky going on in my heart, if I am feeling sad, or if we can recognize that feeling of stress or tension or something going on in our body if we're not feeling well, I say to myself, it's time to do an all systems check. What is really going on here? And so I think about what is the scenario that's causing this kind of reaction? And is it something, and I kind of run down the list, right? Is it something with my family? Is it something, which let's face it, with online learning? Yeah. That's happening a lot in our home. We have a lot that's a really challenging situation. Is it something with my work? Is it something with my relationships? And typically when I kind of run down the list, I'll hit the tender spot and I'll know exactly what it is that's causing it. Yeah. And I'll kind of remind myself, like, how can I react differently? What can I control? What's in my territory, Yes. Is there a boundary I need to set? Is there someone trying to step into my territory? Is there someone trying to control me? Or am I trying to control someone else? And so I kind of run it through this filter of truth, trust, and territory. What's the truth? What's the truth about how I'm feeling? What's the truth about the situation? What's the truth about what God says? Is there a truth that I need to speak? And then is there an area where I need to trust God? Or is there an area where I am having a hard time trusting myself? Because you guys, you can do this. You can trust yourself. Yeah. You've been given agency and authority by God. You can trust yourself. You can do hard things. Sometimes for some Enneagram types, it's a matter of trusting other people. When we don't have enough information, we fill in the blank with the worst case scenario, or the worst thing we can think of about that person. And honestly, they're not always thinking like the same way that we are. So choose to trust the other people around you. Like, choose trust first. Yeah. And if there really is something, evidence that comes up that you can't trust that person, then you can move on to territory, which is boundaries, setting boundaries, and knowing what you can and can't control. So good. Those are the filters.
Number one, I feel like you were preaching there for a minute. It was so good. I was like, yes. And number two, like, We should just do this every day. So, okay. What else was I going to share? Oh, so here's how you get Lori's download. Okay, friends, this is what you do. When you purchase the book between now and December 5th, I will email you the pre-order bonuses that are digital. That will come with your book. But if you go and order a book, which right now, with the pre-orders, you get free shipping, you get it autographed, and you get a sticker, and you get the 3 pre-order bonuses, which is Lori's, the Permission Granted by the Numbers, and then also one from Kendra Miller, who I will be talking to tomorrow. And hers is Discovering Your Passion, Purpose, and Possibilities. And then the third one is a principle that was designed by Rebecca Sutton, who is the designer for the book, for the cover, and for the formatting on the inside. I'm so excited.
Your book is so gorgeous, by the way. Rebecca did a fantastic job.
I mean,
she's hecka talented.
Yeah, she is. She's really, really amazing. And I don't know, she could be at the printers now getting like a preview. I'm not sure if that happened today or not. If it's not today, maybe tomorrow. So anyways, obviously it's a super, super exciting time. And I just wanted to bring Lori on, just kind of give you more information so that you would know a little bit more what you might be getting from that freebie, Permission Granted by the Numbers. So I hope that you get a chance to check it out, because we're meant to grow. Like, we really are. And I feel like I think about that with my kids, when they come down the stairs and they're taller than they were when I put them to bed. And I'm like, it's within us to grow. Like, we're created to grow. It's in our DNA, in our cells, that we are meant to change and grow. And that doesn't change, that doesn't go away when we start growing this way, when we stop growing this way, when our height kind of slows down and we're like, oh, okay, our feet are staying the same size, I'm done, I don't have to grow anymore. No, that's not true. So I'm really thankful that you're able to partner with me on this. And also, we are forgetting something. Also, Lori is giving away free typing sessions to help people understand what number they are. So I think I'm going to let people, like, if you're watching this on replay, please be sharing your questions, your thoughts, and all of that. And I think, tomorrow at 5, we will draw a name. And Lori will offer a session to you for free. It's a typing session. And she's already given one away, guys. Like, she's been so generous. Thank you so much.
You know what? It's only because I'm so passionate about, when people really understand who they are. That's kind of the start of where growth can happen. It's like planting the seed in cultivated soil. You want to cultivate, this soil for growth. You got to clean out some of the junk that's in your little garden there.
Yes. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Thank you so much for valuing that for people and helping them to understand the necessity and the need, and that they have permission to pursue it. It's not time wasted getting to know who you're created to be and how your brain works and your heart works. It's really, really valuable work. So tomorrow by 5, we'll pick a name from the comments. So be sure to share questions. Lori, will you check back in on this if anybody has a question and that kind of thing? Awesome.
Absolutely. Yep. I'll be popping in, answering questions. And here's the deal. Like, you're going to, if you're interested, we can, put a yes in the comments, or put test in the comments. And I can send you a link to take your Enneagram test.
Yes.
And the thing is, like, you're going to come back with an answer. And really, the true accuracy of finding out your Enneagram number comes with some skilled assessment. And that's what the free typing session will do, is a 1-hour, one-on-one skilled, someone that can really talk through your core motivations. It's more than just finding your personality type. The Enneagram is about your core motivations. And the only way to really sort that through is with a certified Enneagram coach like myself. Normally, that's $100. I normally charge $100 for that. But I will give one away because Bethany is awesome. And I also want you to order the book because I cannot wait to read this book. Cannot wait.
I'm excited to maybe hold it in my hand one day soon. It's close. It's happening. It's so close, so close. Well, thank you so much, Lori, for coming on and doing a live with me. You know, I mean, it's just so fun. Even though we were just kind of like, yeah, let's do this. Let's make this happen. And you know, sometimes like to plan stuff, it just doesn't work always. So I'm thankful that you were just like, let's just do this and let's just have fun and let's like learn and give to others at the same time. Like, it's a great way to spend a half hour, Lori.
It really is. Well, it's always like you're always a great way to spend a half hour, but then you have this fantastic audience too. So they're a bunch of amazing people as well.
They are. They're some amazing, generous, kind people. And I'm hoping that this book kind of plants little seeds in their hearts and that they're given a chance to grow and that there's then a harvest. And at that harvest, they have more than what they need. And then they're able to give to others to plant seeds in their own lives. So that's my hope for this book. That's my hope for the pre-order bonuses that I can email to people. That's my hope for all of this. So
amen.
Thanks for being a part of this, friend. I love ya.
I love you too. Bye, everyone.
Everybody.